Welcome to WagerTalk TV, everyone. I'm your host, Minty Betts, and I am joined by our newest handicapper, Steve Merrill. Follow him on Twitter at Steve Merrill. That's 2 R's, 1 L. And Tony Finn, of course, at Finn at WagerTalk on Twitter. Today, we are going to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, baby, versus the Carolina Panthers. Raiders are favored by 3 points. Total is set at 47.5. Steve, what do you think about this game? Who do you like in this game? Do you have any leans?
Yeah, Minty, first of all, I'll say I've always said week 1 is kind of like week 5 of the preseason during normal years. And now this year that's just amplified because there's been no preseason. So all these games are a little dicey this week. But we've definitely seen some sharp action on the Raiders in this one. They opened as a 1-point dog. They're now a -3 favorite with juice. This line is hitting 3.5 in some spots. So if you like the Raiders as the Sharps do and you're going to play it, you want to play it now at -3 or less. It's an incredibly key number in the NFL. About 10% of the time, favorites win by exactly a field goal. 3.5 or more, I'm probably staying off this game. But I could understand the lean on the Raiders right now. I think they could be a play-on team this year. You would think they'd get a real spark from the new city, the new stadium. But then again, there's not going to be any fans in attendance in the near future. So maybe it won't be as much of a play-on team as we thought. But if you look at the Panthers, though, they started off 6-2 a couple years ago, and they got blown out on that Thursday night game at Pittsburgh. They're now 6-18 straight up since that blowout loss. It's really ruined the franchise. One of the worst passing attacks in football last year. We'll see if Teddy Bridgewater can turn things around. But new coaching staff, new offensive coordinator. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach to the Panthers. I think the Raiders are probably the safer play at -3 or less.
Yeah, everything, new coaching, new quarterback, like you said. I feel like the Raiders here are the stronger team. They have a young, solid offense and defense. So we'll just see how they work along with the more experienced coach, Gruden. So, Tony, what do you think about this?
Well, I'll play devil's advocate. I'll counter and agree to disagree with you guys. For the most part, this is a Raiders team that I believe lost a half a dozen games by nearly 20 points. 16 or 17 points or more. From weeks, I think, 12 on last season, they scored the least amount of points in the NFL by any team. Week 12 and on. That's quite a little run there by the Raiders. They now have, I think, with the recent release of their most experienced secondary player personnel, I think the second youngest secondary in the league, which is not really I wouldn't consider that something good in a division where you have to play Patrick Mahomes twice. There's a lot of reasons to like the Raiders too. If you want to go to the fact that first-year coaches in the NFL, I think they've won 2 games in the last 2 years in week 1 and covered. And I think maybe even one. It may have been last year when Packers beat the Bears in week 1. There's a lot of reasons not to like both of these teams. And in truth, this opened, I think, at -1 with Carolina being the favorite at -1. I like Rule. I like the new offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. I think he'll be just fine with Bridgewater. And if I had a lean here, I would definitely pick the home team with the points.
Interesting. All right. Steve's leaning the Raiders. Tony's leaning the home team and the points. Guys, if you're new to WagerTalk, first-time customers at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com receive $25 in WagerBucks after their initial purchase. You can double dip at both sites, WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. Make your first purchase, get $25 in WagerBucks. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Tony.